Ask Dan Schneider. I received several emails from people asking me my thoughts on what did I think about Muhammad Ali, who just died last week. And the reason they email me basically is because I've written a number of times in reviews about documentary films on Ali about how I really found him distasteful. So they asked me why this is. And the answer is that Muhammad Ali has been canonized and sanctified over the last 30 years since he had Parkinson's, got beaten really badly by Larry Holmes in his last or second to last fight. And this took away a lot of the bad things that he did. On the positive side, people talk about how he stood against the Vietnam War and lost his heavyweight title and lost millions for that. And it's certainly true. That's something good that he did to make a public stand against that. But it doesn't compare to all of the other crap that he did. For example, his relationship with Don King, the Mafia, the two Sonny Liston fights that were thrown by Liston to make Ali, who was more marketable, who was younger, bigger mouth, they could make more money for the Mafia. Both of those fights were clearly thrown. And then there were lots of other fights where Ali was given decisions that he should not have gotten. For example, the Kenny Norton fight in Yankee Stadium after Norton had broken his jaw. Ali won that decision and Norton blasted his ass. The second Joe Frazier fight, Frazier won that one too. Ali got the decision. Then there was the Ernie Shavers fight. Shavers won. Jimmy Young fight. And there's probably a couple of others that I don't even mention. But the Mafia basically propped up Ali and made him what he was. Then there was the racist bullshit that he constantly spewed against Joe Frazier. Joe Frazier was the heavyweight champ while Ali was out for 3 or 4 years, banned from the sport. And Frazier helped Ali monetarily, keeping his name viable. He was a good friend to Ali. What did Ali do? He turned around, called him a monkey, a gorilla, using all kinds of racist bullshit terms that if a white man had done it, it would sound like he was a Klansman. And people tend to forget this. Well, Joe Frazier didn't. Frazier died 5 years ago, and he never forgot how Ali backstabbed him and betrayed him and treated him like absolute garbage. Ali was also the quintessential style over substance guy. He had no real intellectual depth. His so-called poetry was doggerel. He gave the world also Howard Cosell, made Howard Cosell a sports casting star. Then there was, the fame and money obsession that Ali had. And yeah, people have been saying, well, Ali gave up all that money to make his stand against Vietnam, but what did he do once he got back? He was obsessed with making money. He took fights. He did this, that. He sold everything. He was constantly hawking shit. He was a precursor of the culture we have now 40 years ago. No substance, all style, just shallowness. And that's the worst of America. And then, of course, there was the Nation of Islam. And this is as bad as the Mafia and what he said about Joe Frazier. Nation of Islam was a racist, bigoted cult. And he was friends with Malcolm X. This was a man who was evolving past the garbage that Elijah Muhammad was spewing out and, in terms of recruiting young black people. And Ali betrayed Malcolm X and said nothing against the Nation of Islam when they ordered men to murder Malcolm X. And for the last 50 years of his life, Muhammad Ali never condemned the Nation of Islam for murdering Malcolm X. So if you want to talk about the things that I have against Muhammad Ali, why I think he was a rotten person and why I don't mourn his death, he represents everything that's the worst about America. Greed, shallowness, just supporting of evil, the mob, the Nation of Islam and all that. So Muhammad Ali, good riddance.